All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on this call today. I always just love to see your faces and appreciate your time because I know that you're all busy. Um, so today we're going to talk about recruiting. You know, as I've had several calls with different coaches and messaging back and forth, I really believe that our biggest opportunity is to learn how to become better recruiters. And so we're going to be talking about that today. Before we get started on that, though, I just wanted to touch base and talk about Core to Force and kind of hear your thoughts and how your week's been going with the launch. I know that I've had a lot of excited people, a lot of returning customers purchase, and it's exciting. I mean, even if they're not necessarily purchasing a challenge pack, just the fact that they're going to have an opportunity to start over again and get new results, it just adds that extra energy in there. If you haven't already gotten Core to Force or you haven't thought about doing a test group, I want to encourage you to do so because this is an incredible opportunity. Really believe that this is going to be one of our most successful launches and probably a really popular program for months and years to come. And so don't miss out. If you're not excited about it, like at least just give it 30 days. Try it because maybe your clients need to try it. So anyone have thoughts about how your launches are going, feedback that you're hearing from clients who have purchased or want to purchase? I'd love to kind of just get a feel for how it's going.
I have someone that might sign up for just on demand.
Yeah.
She got some email about Core to Force and free shipping, something or other. So she asked me about it, and so I told her a little bit about how the whole workout goes down, and I sent her like the 2-minute YouTube commercial, and that kind of seemed to work for her. And she said she was looking at a Les Mills product, and so I was just telling her a little bit more, and she's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a better deal." Because I said you can do the on demand and then just add the program.
Right.
So
that's awesome. Yeah, and I think that's a really good point because even if people aren't ready for the whole challenge pack or the Shakeology, like even just getting them in a group, because I've talked to several of you guys lately who said, you know, you get people in your groups just by buying a program and they see the results. They see that people are getting much better results with the Shakeology. And eventually, you know, if you're intentional about talking about Shakeology a little bit, they'll probably end up you know, purchasing it at some point because they see how much everyone else loves it. So I love that. Like any way you can get them in the door, that's so smart. That's awesome. Anyone else have people that are excited about it?
I have a bunch of people that are excited. So my test group is starting up on November 14th. And at first I was kind of like, oh, I don't know if people are really going to do this. But then like just today I've had like 5 people join. So, which gets me
awesome.
And I'm excited about it. The first like, the one that was a trial and on demand, I was like, I liked it. I got sore, but it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is my thing. But then, like that one we did at the Diamond Retreat, I like, oh, like I'm getting a better feel for the program. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll be good. And I think for me, I feel like no matter where people are at in their journey, they're going to see results from it because it's just going to confuse their body is kind of what I'm picking up from it. So I have a bunch of gals that have been in my challenge groups for like 5 months that are trying it. And I'm excited because I think it will kind of take them to the next level.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think for a lot of people, the fact that they talk about really focusing on the core has been a huge drawing point because that's a big problem area for a lot of people. And I agree. I think like when we did the Diamond coaches did one of the workouts, I think it was Power Sculpt or something, and it was really hard. And we're like, oh my gosh, our clients gonna be able to handle it. But remember with the new Beachbody On Demand, they're gonna have that modifier who is gonna be there the whole time that they can follow. So I think it'll be great. But I think another important thing to remember about a launch, you guys, is that you really are responsible for creating your own momentum. So if you want other people to get excited about it, you need to be excited about it yourself, be posting about it. The best thing I did this time around was do like a test group info group, where I've just been posting results and like the YouTube videos that I found. Yesterday I posted the unboxing video of the challenge pack, and I had like 3 people be like, okay, I think I want to do this, because they got excited about seeing that. So if you haven't gotten momentum yet, I want you to ask yourself, have you been putting yourself out there? Have you talked about it enough? Because if you're excited, it's going to get other people excited. So don't wait around, because if they see you get excited, they're going to go with you. If there's another coach in your network who's getting excited before you, they're going to go with them. So don't miss out on this opportunity. I really think that it's going to be huge. Okay, so now let's get into recruiting a little bit. So we're in November now. It's towards the end of the year. I know all of us want to finish strong, but I really feel like like I said before, one of the hardest things for people is recruiting. And I get it, because that was the hardest thing for me to figure out in my business as well. You know, I think we've seen it done so poorly so many times that when we start to talk about the business, we can just feel a little awkward. We feel like we're trying to con someone into some scheme to get rich, and it can just feel a little unnatural. So I wanted to start by just sharing why I think our business is really neat, in the sense of we're not just looking for salespeople. I did a video on my fitness page this morning just talking about the kinds of people that I look for. And a lot of times, I mean, I think about a lot of you guys too, who have come to me and been like, I want to coach, but I just don't want to sell. Like, I don't want to be that annoying family member, that annoying person in other people's lives. And so really the beauty of Beachbody is that the products are going to speak for themselves. If you're going through a program and your body is changing, people around you are going to notice. They're going to be drawn in to that person that you're becoming. I mean, I think as I'm looking across the screen, it's just so exciting to me, because I look at you and think about the stories of your transformations that you have shared, and how it's so obvious that your belief is why you want to coach. It's not because you want to, sell a challenge pack and leave it at that. Like, you actually want to help other people get the results that you've gotten. And so when we think about recruiting in terms of adding coaches, I want you to take the pressure off of yourself a little bit in the sense of you need to find fresh people who've never been in Beachbody before. Because when I was at leadership a few weekends ago, time and time again, they talked about how the best coaches are the coaches who come from challenge groups. So in my opinion, if you want to build a solid team and you want to recruit really well, you just need to focus on helping people get healthy, running a really solid challenge group, checking in with them and helping them get results. And then if they believe in it, because it's that belief that's going to drive them, then that's your chance to invite them to the bigger opportunity. But I think that that's where a lot of us get stuck. Maybe we have challengers who are like, I think they'd be such a good coach, but they have no interest in it, or they're scared of it. So that's really what we have to figure out, is how do we talk about the opportunity in a way that's going to get people excited, that's going to get our challengers excited. And so I heard the statistic a few months back, and it's really stuck with me. So it takes doing something 10,000 times before you're considered a professional. I don't know about you, but I don't think any of us have presented the opportunity 10,000 times. That means all of us are in the same boat when we're sharing about it. We're all feeling awkward about it. We're all a little bit unsure of ourselves. But you guys, we're never going to get good at recruiting and good at talking about it if we don't just start doing it and having the conversations. And so when I think about the conversations that I have, when I finally felt like I was ready to talk to some challengers about growing and becoming coaches, I just did it. And there were a lot of times, there still are, when I say something and I'm like, afterwards, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, I probably sounded really stupid. That probably didn't come across the best way. But that's okay. I think that the beauty in this business and what you have to understand is that in order to be good at it, you have to fail forward. You have to have some of those conversations where you go, oh gosh, that was not my smoothest presentation, but you know what? I did it. And now next time I know how I'm going to do it just a little bit better. And so I'm going to just give you 3 things that I think would be helpful for you guys as you start to recruit, specifically from your challenge group. Number 1, just start doing it. Maybe you pick one day in the challenge group when you just start doing a live video in your group, or you are like, hey, can we hop on the phone, and you have a conversation with someone, or whatever it is, you just start doing it. And again, it may not be the best thing that you've ever said, but you're going to start doing it. And I'm going to talk about what you're going to actually say in a little bit. Number 2, record yourself. So when you're presenting, now live video makes this really easy. So if you do a live video, go back and watch it and watch yourself to learn, like, would I say yes to myself? Would I want to do this with me? Because you're probably going to, like, watch it back. Like, I do a lot of my live videos, and I just think to myself, oh man, I can't believe how many times I said the word or the word like, or, you know, I just pick myself apart, but that's okay. Because the alternative is me not doing it at all, and then me getting nowhere with my business. So present and record yourself. Maybe you're not even ready to get in your challenge group. Maybe you're just going to open up your laptop and you're going to create a video to present the opportunity. Another coach, is Megan on here? Megan was saying that she actually asked some of her friends and family, hey, could you be my guinea pig? Could I just do my presentation, my coaching business presentation to you? And could you give me some feedback? And along the way, sure enough, they end up purchasing from her. So number 1, just start doing it. Number 2, record yourself. And number 3, so what are you actually going to say? The most important thing is just to be yourself. Don't present like I would. Don't present like another coach would. Share your story. Share your story of why you decided to join Beachbody. Why did you decide to do the workout? And think about the emotions that you had when you decided to do it. Maybe you were really skeptical and you thought, I will never do anything like that. That's for weird people. But you were like, but then I did it. And so if you're skeptical, I just want to let you know I've been there. So think about all the emotions that have gone through your mind. I think sometimes in our journey, we almost get to this point where we're healthy enough where we sort of forget where we started. And we sort of forget how hard it was to be in that pit of like depression and unhealthiness. And so if you can bring yourself back there when you're talking to your prospects, like that is what is going to really speak to their hearts. Sharing your story, but ultimately being yourself, because if they're your friend, if they're in your group, it's because they like you. It's not because they want to be like your coach or like someone else. It's because they resonate with your story. I saw this quote and I thought it was so good. The moment you start presenting, you take ownership of your business. Until then, whoever is presenting for you holds the keys to your business. And that can sound kind of scary. I know that I was scared at first. And many of you are probably still new in your business and you're thinking, gosh, I want to have a sneak peek, but I just don't know. I just don't know how I would do it. I don't know what I would say. I think I'm just going to keep adding people to my uplines group. And that's totally fine for a season to add people to your uplines sneak peek or whatever it is that you're adding them to right now. But I really do think that the sooner you can start to have some confidence and just bravery to fail forward a little bit and do your own sneak peek, I think that's when you're really going to get excited because you're going to prove to yourself, hey, I can do this. This is scary, but being scared is part of success. Another quote I saw was, success lives outside your comfort zone. And I think that's so key to remember in this business, that it's not going to feel comfortable to talk about the coaching opportunity, but the more you do it, the more you're going to succeed at it. The other thing about recruiting, you guys, we need to get out of our heads that we want people to join our team so that we can make more money, because that's just not the right perspective. And if you think about that at all, like obviously, yeah, if you grow a successful team, you're going to make more money, but that's not why you should want someone to join your team. You should want someone to join your team, in my opinion, because you truly believe that this is a gift that you can give to them. As you build your team, as you build your business, it can never be about you. It has to always be about your challengers and about your team. And so if you can have that mindset as you're having those conversations about recruiting and about joining your team, to say things like, hey, look, this is what it's done for my life. I wanted to do those things for your life. I want this to be the same gift, if not an even better gift for you. And once we can really believe that it's a gift and that whether or not they say no, we're still going to keep going, that's really when I think we can start being confident in our recruiting. I think another piece of the recruiting that scares us is the rejection, right? So you're talking to a challenger and they're like, you're giving your spiel, or you send a message and immediately back they're like, no, I'm not really interested. And at first that sucks because you're not used to it. And you're like, oh man, well, I'm going to feel stupid next time I see that person. Or, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep getting rejected. You guys, in order to get yeses, you have to get no's. Like, that's just part of it. And this business has absolutely made me have thicker skin, because not everyone is going to say yes. Not everyone is going to get it, but that's okay. And the sooner that you can go, okay, whether or not this person joins my team, that's okay. I'm still going to be successful. I'm still going to build a good business. But a lot of times, if we've been working with someone for a while and they all of a sudden don't say yes, or they join someone else's team, if we let that devastate us, that is on us. And that's only going to cripple us from moving forward in our business. So it happens to me all the time. People will be like, hey, Amber, I really want to join your team, or I want to learn about coaching. In fact, just last week I had this gal. I've been talking to her for months and months and months about coaching. Been going back and forth, back and forth. She decides to join my team. Then 2 days later, she's like, actually, my friend just decided to become a coach, so I'm going to join her team instead. Like, did that suck? Yeah, it did. But I'm not so focused on the one that I forget that, hey, no matter what, like, ultimately, I want people to be on my team who want to be on my team. And if they're not 100% sure, like, that's okay, because they probably wouldn't have stuck around anyway. So I'm sharing all this with you because I'm just a step ahead. Where, what did Kristen said, that exact thing just happened to me. Oh, Kristen, it stinks, doesn't it? When you're like, I've invested so much time talking to this person, I can't believe they go with someone else. It does. It sucks. But if you spend too much time sulking and like just being mad that they joined someone else's team, you're wasting your time on something that doesn't matter. Laura said, and keep showing and / proving to those no's that it does work and that it will work for them too. You send a message to them without bugging them too, and usually they reach back out to you. That's so true. It really is. It's like, you just have to go, you know what? If you're supposed to be on my team, like, obviously you're going to do your best to get them to see the value of joining your team. But at the end of the day, if they don't lose sleep over it, because you have to just continue to work with the willing. So yeah, like, I just think having that confident mindset that, hey, look, whatever I do, I am going to build a business. I'm going to build a successful business. If this prospect says yes, awesome. If they say no, awesome. I'm still moving in the same direction. So to have that confident mindset, I wanted to share that with you because I'm a step ahead of you guys in the sense of, like, I've reached this point where I don't have this desperate mindset. And I want you guys to start having that mindset wherever you're at. I know you want to grow in your rank. I know you want to reach diamond. I know that you want all these things, but you want the right people on your team. You don't want people just to fill the spots and then not actually be willing to work. So I'm going to open it up to questions here in a minute. But again, like, my heart with you guys and thinking about recruiting is just, one, focus on your challengers, get them amazing results, help them to really believe in themselves and the products. And from there, you can have the conversation of, hey, look, you know what? I just wanted to share, and this isn't a conversation I'll have a lot. hey, I just wanted to say, I really admire how much you've been encouraging everybody else in the challenge group. I'll just compliment them, right? And give them all these things that I'm noticing. Like, I just appreciate all the help that you're giving me in this group. And then I'll go on and say, hey, I don't know if you've ever considered becoming a coach, but it may, and then I'll say, it may or may not be for you, but I want you to know that I see these qualities in you. And they remind me of the qualities that I felt when I was first a challenger, and kind of walk them. And then from there, I walk them through my process of how I joined as a coach. And then I kind of ask them, have you ever considered it? And another thing that I've recently started saying, since I forget who said it, someone at leadership, I think, said, I think Carl said this maybe somewhere. When you have a challenger who's been in your group for a while, and maybe they've been in your group for months and months and months, one way that you can kind of get them to sort of leave the nest is to say, I think you're ready. In fact, I know you're ready. I know you're ready to pay it forward and to help other people. And I know that might seem scary, but I'd love to show you and teach you how you can do what I do. Again, just speaking that confidence. One other thought that I had in terms of recruiting just now is, again, since getting the results is such an important piece of this puzzle, really, if you have someone that you think would be an awesome coach, one really easy way to get them to try it out is to say, hey, I think you'd be an awesome coach. Would you want to try one of my boot camps? See how you like it, see the results, and from there, then we can have a conversation if you're interested in coaching. So that's how I would approach the people who are maybe not currently in your groups, but you think that they would be amazing. Because again, we want people to have belief in our products. If you're going to be successful in this business, you're going to do the workout programs. You're going to drink Shakeology, and then you're going to teach other people to do the same thing. It's all about being duplicatable. And so if they see that you're doing it and they see that they could do it, then they're going to probably want to join your team. So I would love to open it up for questions. Any other questions around recruiting? Any comments? Any strategies that are working really well for you guys? I don't know if Rachel's there, but Rachel's a recruiting machine most months. So maybe you have some, and from her challenge group, so maybe she could share some stuff. Anyone else who's had a lot of success lately with recruiting, I would love to hear from. So I'll just open it up for a few minutes. Emily, you said that you are learning the hard way. So what, you want to share a little bit about that with us?
Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just learning the hard way about getting people to want to work and not just fill spots. I've been so close to Diamond so many times the last few months, and then something would happen, someone would fall off the wagon, or people that I would be talking to about joining my team would not complete their enrollment. Like, they would just disappear. I'd get crickets when I would try to, reach out to them or talk to them. And so, yeah, for me, I'm learning the hard way as far as it's not just about numbers, but about really looking at people and finding people who are like me, like-minded like me, who want to share, who want to work, who want to make a difference, and not just a number.
Right. Yeah, really that is what you're looking for, is other people like you. You're looking for other yous, and unfortunately that can be a little bit tricky, but it's totally possible if you just have the right conversation. So yeah, I think that's really valuable insight. Anyone else have thoughts about recruiting? Anything that you feel like is holding you back from wanting to ask people to join your team, or what's the hang up in terms of that?
I think I first need to get a bigger pool of challengers. Like, that's my area to really try. The person the other day who's been in contact with me for months, and then she's like, oh, I just joined my friends group. I was like, oh, come on. But it's So I think I need to really focus my efforts on increasing the amount of people that I have in my challenge group, or even getting people to commit to the challenge groups before I can even start asking them about coaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. One thing they really drove home at the leadership retreat was the vital process, and just how important it is to bring someone in as a challenger, help them get results, then invite them to be a coach, either in the sense of a discount coach or in the sense of a working coach. So I think that vital process is huge, because if they really believe in what we're doing, they're going to want to be a part of it. Laura just said, I'm focusing a lot on the recognition portion. Yeah, that's a really good point too. Like recognition in your challenge groups to tell people, when you notice them doing things that are awesome. Because the truth is, you guys, people just don't have a lot of other people in their lives who are affirming them or giving them that recognition. And so if you can be the person in their life who is constantly cheering them on, they're going to really remember you, not only in the challenge groups, but on a daily basis as being that positive person in their life. Anyone else have thoughts about this?
I think, Amber, like what you said as far as like how to approach them is like perfect. In fact, I would really like that in writing. But my advice would just be to be patient. Like, I know it can be frustrating when you're trying to get to a rank, but you need to just really focus on, like you said, about helping people get their results, because ultimately that's going to make them a successful coach and getting them to be a believer in the program. And for every person, that's different. So I guess like I just kind of try and feel them out as a challenger. Basically, all my coaches have come from my challengers. I don't know, like 20 coaches right now. But the one I recruited outside of a challenge didn't stick with it. So I'm a firm believer in like the timing has to be right for them. And for each person, it's different. So you just kind of got to feel them out and maybe approach it. Answer might be no, right, Emily? But eventually they might come around and they might be a diamond coach.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, even Rachel, if you guys don't know her story, she was in my challenge group, got results on her own, and then just wanted a discount. And she was a discount coach for a few months. And then all of a sudden, there's Rachel hitting Success Club every month. And I'm like, Rachel, like, hello. And then she became Diamond, like, a few months later. And so, but you guys have also seen her transformation. And I think that speaks volumes and how she's still on the bandwagon every single day. She doesn't stop. She eats healthy. She shares healthy recipes. If you follow Rachel, you know that she is the real deal. And so that's really what this is all about. Okay, we got some more comments here. Laura said, I know that when I began, Amber, you liked my posts, etc. I felt more confident to help others and found confidence with the process. If they believe in themselves because of the products and from being recognized, they're more likely want to help others. That's really true, because if you build up their confidence enough, they're not only feeling confident from the workouts and the nutrition, but then they're feeling kind of confident emotionally as well. So yeah, I think that's a great point. If you can keep liking your challenger stuff, even on just regular Facebook posts, liking their stuff and being that person who's uplifting them. Anna says, I worry that I've reached the limit of my pool of people. Up to this point, I've just been sharing my journey on my personal Facebook, so everyone's heard my story. So now I'm wondering if I should launch a fitness page where I feel more comfortable being a bit more salesy and pushy about the products. I'm really glad you talked about this. Because yeah, so we hear a lot about warm market and then our cold market. So when I was at leadership, I was having this conversation with someone and I said, yeah, I think a lot of my coaches are at this point where they've maybe tapped out their warm market and now they really need to build their cold market. And this coach, who's a really successful coach, said to me, she goes, Amber, stop right there. She's like, don't ever let your coaches think that they have tapped out their warm market, because they haven't. And I thought in that moment, like, that was a really powerful thing for me to hear, Because I think a lot of times in our heads, we tell ourselves, oh, I've reached everyone I know. I've reached all those people. But we forget that those people know people. And if we keep sharing our story on our personal page, our warm market is probably not tapped out. In fact, if you guys were to go into your customer database right now and look at who you helped, I know you would not be able to say, this is everyone I know in my circle. I know that there are people who are missing. So that'll be my first piece, is don't feel like you are out of luck there. However, I do think it's smart, Anna, for you to now start and go, you know what, I think I am ready. I think I'm at this point where I want to build my life page, where I do want to become more public. The benefit of that public page is that anyone can see it. Anyone can share it. Like sometimes I'll see you guys post on your personal page and I'll be like, oh, that's so good, I want to share it. But I can't because it's your personal stuff. So if I were to share it, not everyone would see it unless you have it set to public. So even for that, like that's how I've grown my Facebook pages, like Mommy's Me Time too. It's just people sharing my stuff. And you guys know I don't talk about anything that fancy. It's just real life. But I think when people resonate with your real life, they then share it and they're like, oh, I totally think that I want to, like, I might never say this myself, but I'll share her posts and people will know that that's how I feel. So if you are on the fence about starting a like page, I would say go for it. I don't care what anyone says about Facebook being untouchable. Like, it is still a legit thing, and you might have to pay to play. That's just where Facebook is headed. You're going to have to pay for posts. But like Gary Vee said, where else in the world can you advertise for free? Like, that's just like, so if you were to go and say you want a billboard on the side of the road, you think someone's just going to give that to you for free? No. So we shouldn't think about the same for Facebook. Like, we might have to pay some. We're going to probably have to create a budget for marketing, but that's just part of the game these days. And it's not, oh shoot, I have to. It's I get to, in my opinion. Because when else in the eternity of the world can we sit at home on our computer and advertise to the rest of the world about what we do? Like, that's just, it's amazing. Let's see what else. And Anna, with what you were saying too, yeah, I do feel myself when I post to my fitness page that I can kind of say whatever I want, because everyone knows that they're going to get fitness on my page. Whereas when you post to your personal page, a little trickier. Another thing we were talking about the leadership retreat is that Facebook does have rules in place where you actually technically can't post about your business to your personal page. I mean, are they going to come track us down? Probably not. But if they would, they could legit shut you down. Now, what you can do is share your business page to your personal page. That's considered totally fine. But I know a lot of us still do live video and whatnot on our personal page. I don't think Facebook's going to come after us, but it is something to keep in mind. Another reason why you really want to keep building your public like page. Everyone's saying referrals. Yes, referrals. Totally, because there are going to be people who join your groups who have no desire to coach. That's not their thing. But if you're still invested in them to help them get good results, regardless of if they're going to be a coach on your team, they're going to refer you. And the best compliment, in my opinion, is when you can get a referral. If someone says, hey, you should join my friend's boot camp, like, how awesome is that? So ask for those referrals. Even maybe do some kind of a incentive if your people refer someone to you. An incentive that I've been doing lately is the little box of Energize. It's like, I don't know, $10, $13 with our coach price. And so if someone orders a challenge pack, I will give that, I'll send them a box of that. So little incentives like that really help. And then the people who end up trying the Energize then reorder it because they love it. So little stuff like that can benefit your business even further down the road is huge too. Cool. I love all these ideas. You guys are awesome. Anyone else have any thoughts or ideas or questions?
I actually have a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what others think about this pain point that I'm having. I know I've talked about a couple recently, but I have a bunch of challengers in my current group that are loving the group, loving the program, liking Shakeology, but there's a few that have said, Shakeology's out of my budget, whatever, just the typical things that people kind of start off with when it comes to rejections. But the thing is, they want to continue on in the accountability group. They love the accountability group. They love being a part of it, but they don't really want to invest in either Shakeology or continuing with BOD or whatever. They kind of feel like, I bought my challenge pack, I got my DVDs, I've liked doing it, but I don't want to invest anymore. But I also want the accountability still. I also want to keep going in the group. So I'm at this point where I'm trying to figure out, okay, I'm investing a lot of time as a coach, and I want to be helpful, and I want to continue, being a good motivator and resource for these challengers that I've built this great relationship with. But where's the line? You know what I mean? What do I encourage people to stay invested in order to keep the momentum going? Because what I have found is, for people that I have kind of given a little bit of more leeway to, and not being invested or not necessarily having me as their coach yet, or not buying something initially, whatever, they fall off. They don't have anything invested. They don't feel, or they don't necessarily participate as much. They kind of fall off more so than other people that have been invested or that are continuing Shakeology or that are buying another program, whatever. So I would just love your feedback, Amber, or anybody else's, as far as what they maybe encourage challengers to still have if they want to continue on in an accountability group.
Yeah, I'll share what I do, and it was a hard thing for me to figure out too, because I think in the beginning you're just you're excited to help anyone and everyone that you can, right? You're just come, I want to help you. But then you reach that point where you start to go, gosh, I can't give away my time for free though. I'm taking this time away from my family. I need to make sure that, these people are taking me seriously as their coach, because like you said, a lot of times when people aren't invested, they're not going to follow through. They're not going to do the program as much. They're not going to be as invested in the group. So for a while, I just kind of kept anyone and everyone. Then I realized a lot of that they weren't participating as much. And so I started doing this thing where they can be in my group, but one time Michelle Myers said, what you have to remember is that, picture yourself at a gym where you have a paying client that you're, say you're a personal trainer.
Mommy, this is Black Ranger on Dino Thunder right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
I saw him.
Cool. Can I come see it in a little bit?
Yeah, but I gotta go potty.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I build right now?
Yeah, you can build one.
You want to build I wish we can get the Black Ranger Lego Mississippi Black.
Well, maybe you put that on your Christmas list, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to finish talking to my friends, okay?
That's Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder?
Where should we find the black and blue sword of the blue Dino Thunder? I know what it looks like.
It's your picture.
I know what it looks like.
You know what it looks like? Will you show me in a minute? I have 5 more minutes maybe, okay?
Long neck.
Oh, it has a long neck.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur.
Okay.
Well, when you come upstairs, you can see it.
Okay, I'll come and check it out in a minute, okay? So yeah, Michelle was like, okay, let's say you're on a gym. Oh, that's funny. We need to get them together again. Or maybe not. Yeah, so Michelle was saying, okay, picture yourself at a gym, right? And you're a personal trainer with a paying client, and you're working out with them, and then all of a sudden this gym member who's not paying you comes up and starts asking you all these questions, and you turn your attention from your paying client to your free client. That would kind of make you upset, right? If you're the paying client, you're like, dang it, I'm paying for this hour, and this person keeps coming in and stealing my time. And so that's kind of in my mind how I approach it now with my business online too, is I need it to be fair for my paying clients, because if they're buying Shakeology every month, that's a huge investment. And I need to be giving those people my time instead of the ones who are not ready or willing to make that investment. And so one way that I've done this is that I will say, listen, I get that you might have a lot of Shakeology at home. That's one thing I get all the time. I have so much Shakeology. And I'm like, I get that. If you have extra, obviously I don't want you just to pay for extra. But then I do, honey, just 1 minute, okay?
Mommy, how you move that chair right there?
Oh, did I move it?
Yeah, that was really nice to give me that.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
I need that.
Oh, okay.
That means I can't climb today because I got a little owie.
Yeah, you did get an owie, but it'll be okay. So I say, I get that I don't want you to spend extra money if you don't have to on a whole bag of Shakeology, but then I'll just have them pay me $30 via PayPal, because that's what I would be getting in commission from my from their Shakeology order. And so, and most of the time they're super happy with that, just because, and I explain like, hey, listen, I just need to keep it, I'll even say, I just need to make it fair to my paying clients. And I want to make sure that I give you all the same attention. Because that was the other thing I found, was that if I knew that there were some freebies in there, I was not giving them the same attention, because I was like, oh, they're not really in this. But to them, I never made a distinction. I never said, oh, I'm not going to give you as much time. I was just like, sure, you can be in my group. So then they ended up sort of falling through the cracks. So that's what I've done. I think we all kind of reach that. I think we all kind of reach that point in our businesses at a different time. And there's really no right or wrong way to do it. But you do have to make sure that it works for you. So that's been sort of my solution to the middle of the ground people. What else are you guys doing? Anyone else? Oh, that's a good idea. She's thinking about posting the non-shake recipes like the energy balls to get them to use the extra. That's a really good idea, because some of those recipes take up, a good chunk of it too. That's really smart.
Well, the gal that I have, she told me up front, she's like, oh, I just don't like the texture of that stuff, but I'll try it and whatever. And so I saw her last weekend, and she's like, yeah, I'm only using like 1/4 of a scoop. So I put my home direct on hold for next month. And I'm like, jump in. It is not that big of a texture, but anyway. So I was like, well, maybe I need to start suggesting some of these other recipes, because, maybe that's a way, honestly, that she can get it in her system without the texture being an issue. I get it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And there really are so many of those recipes out there. So if you can find those good ones, I really like that idea. Yeah, it was funny at our retreat. Aaron Novak was like, people complain about the texture, and I'm like, what do you think it's going to be? Like a milkshake from McDonald's? And I was like, it's true. That's kind of like what people think, and if it doesn't taste like ice cream, they're like, what's up with this? But I know you guys probably agree, after you cut out the crap, it does start to taste better. So, and I didn't even think it tasted that bad from the day one, but whatever. I'm not a picky eater really either. So, anyone else have any thoughts about how you deal with people who don't want to pay? Whatever you guys end up doing, I think for me, the best thing I did was just to put a policy in place, because then I could hold myself to that, and not be so emotional about it. And obviously there are people who come to me who I know would do anything to purchase a challenge pack. They just truly can't afford it. I think that's a different conversation than someone who just doesn't like the texture, has extra, whatever. So I think, to just, again, put a policy in place, but go, you know what, I'm still going to listen to my client. And if I really, truly believe the best thing for them is to be in a free group to start, I get it. But for the most part, once I put that line in the sand, it's helped me. Or I'll say they have to purchase a new fitness program. Maybe if they don't want to do Shakeology, they have to do a new fitness program. Whatever I feel like would be fair to my paying clients. But yeah, in the beginning, when you maybe don't even have paying clients, you're just like, hey, I'll help you. You're like, let's just get you some results, and then maybe we can go from there. So, anyone else have any thoughts? Otherwise, we'll probably call it a day. I know it's gone about 45 minutes already. I'll be sure to post the recording too. Any other closing thoughts? No? Okay, well, thanks so much for your time. I loved all of your ideas and your input. And if you guys end up recording yourself and you want any feedback on your presentation and how you sound, please shoot it either to your upline coach or to me. I'd be happy to provide any feedback or help that I can, because I want you guys to ultimately just be confident presenters. And the more that you talk about it, the more that you present it, the more you're going to believe it yourself, and the more that it'll just pop up in conversation. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining. We'll talk to you next week.